Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Friday, July 26th, 2019, now with a lot less clipping. So yeah, remember what I said yesterday about how my computer had crashed between that previous stream and yesterday's stream? Yeah, it sort of screws with all of my settings for the setup here. In regards specifically to the audio processing that I'm doing through VST host, as well as my webcam. Those two things tend to be affected every time the computer straight up restarts, or crashes, shall we say? Yes, crashes. Crashes or loses power because of a power outage. I thought I had gotten all the settings back to what they were supposed to be. However, I noticed after the stream that actually no, I missed that the output volume in VST host on both ends of the equation, both on the initial input and on the output, was being boosted by a lot. So, as it turns out, well, this wasn't a normal restart. This was the result of a blue screen happening, actually a couple of times. So, under normal circumstances, normal restart wouldn't affect the VST host. It sort of reverts its changes after a crash, reverts to a previous state. And I don't know what, I always have to remember what the settings are supposed to be. Now, the webcam, no matter what, the webcam always, after every restart, changes at minimum the white balance to something completely different to what it was previously set to. Now, I have no idea what's causing that with the webcam. It's just something I've noticed that every single time the PC is restarted in any way, it always changes its white balance settings. So, yeah. That one's the obvious one that gets changed. What wasn't so obvious was the volume going in. So, yeah. And from what I could tell yesterday, it was some hardware glitch that fixed itself after a complete power off and on. After the initial blue screen and doing a soft reset, I ended up getting another blue screen. And was like, okay, let's just power down fully and then power back on and see if I have it happen again. And it did not happen again after that. So, anyway, this is just C block stuff, so I'm not going to change that. I do, however, need to sync up. And as for components being on their way out, I've already lost a hard drive relatively recently. So that was disappointing. That was a hard drive that I had several games installed on. It was my overflow drive for my Steam installations and a whole bunch of other things. It's not like I needed that particular storage. I'm not dying for lack of hard drive space, to say the least. But I did lose one of my three 3 terabyte drives. So I have a half terabyte M.2 SSD, that is the boot drive. I have two 2 terabyte hard drives. One is older and slower, and one is a little bit newer. I had 3 identical 3 terabyte drives, one of which has now died. I have a 6 terabyte storage drive for, like, video stuff, to just throw old videos onto it. And then I also have 2 500 gigabyte SSDs, standard SSDs in here, and those are the ones that I primarily install my Steam games onto, and any other service, Origin, and so on. But I had a lot of not necessarily hard drive speed dependent games, because there are a lot of games where you don't see a lot of benefit to having an SSD. An SSD will always help reduce the load time, but there are games where it doesn't necessarily matter as much. All of that type of stuff I had on a larger 3 terabyte drive, and I could have my whole library installed on it. But then that died, so yeah, that's the thing. You had only one failing component ever in 20 years? Yeah, I've had a few. Shall we say, a few. My very first computer that I bought for myself was an Alienware M17X laptop. Its graphics card began to die after a year of owning it. Thank you, Empire Total War, overheating the graphics card constantly. To the point that it basically died. I bought a $1,700 hat. That's what I had from Alienware. A $1,700 hat. And I wore that hat too. Every day. For a really long time. I don't know why I'm running this glass up or whatever it is, but I think I might need glass. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, there's a busted thing there too. Wow. My second computer was a desktop that I bought through the company iBuyPower. A customized desktop that at the time had a GTX 470 in it. Little did I know about the issues with that setup at the time, and the heat involved with the 400 series of NVIDIA graphics cards. But it had a, it also had a freshly released Sandy Bridge i7 2600K processor. And if you remember back to when Sandy Bridge released, all of the initial motherboards for Sandy Bridge were recalled for an issue on the motherboards, a melting issue that would impact the SATA connections. And of course, and it was a heat-dependent issue, so as the thing was getting warmer, it would degrade one of the components on the motherboard that directly impacted the SATA ports. Well, guess what? I had an extremely hot graphics card. A 470. That 400 series was known for being rather hot. And, yeah, I was definitely impacted by that. I lost a lot of my SATA 2 ports on that motherboard because of that. Of course, I happened to have ordered the computer right before the recall was issued, so it was literally shipped the day before, or the day of, the recall happening. So I would have had to have sent back the computer after it arrived to me to replace the motherboard, and I wasn't about to do that. I just lived with the lack of SATA ports for a while. Anyway, today is going to be about further processing the silicon into the heavy end, light end, and p-doped silicon. That's going to be what we end up doing today. Ideally, the audio is a lot better today than yesterday, which, cough cough, literally no one watching actually mentioned that the audio was clipping while streaming. So that was fantastic to load up the VOD and it might eventually resolve in seeing, oh hey, there's a whole bunch of flatness on the audio for my voice. Gee, wonder why that was a thing. Oh yeah, I was clipping the whole time. And of course the audio was then limited in Streamlabs OBS, so it was as if I was screaming, but actually at an audible volume level. So yeah, that was a thing. Ah, so you got the a 950 after Sandy Bridge released. Yeah, discounts happen on the older hardware. Right now, however, I had gone from the Sandy Bridge processor when I decided eventually to upgrade my system. By the way, I never did buy another pre-built desktop. I just took the one that I had and slowly replaced every single part in it over time to the point where I basically have my own self pre-built self-built system at this point. Every single part save for actually no, every single part is now different from what it was in the beginning. It has evolved into something completely different and new. So that's silicon. Yeah. I went from the i7 2600K to one of the Haswell E processors, the low-end Haswell E processors, before then replacing that with the top highest end Haswell E, the 5960X processor that I am still running. Let's see, heavy N will require getting my rare earth oxides set up, and the light N will require zinc. Will require phosphine and etching, so I can do this easily enough. That's going to be a gas processing unit. The P-doped will require the zinc acetate, also in a gas processing unit. And then the heavy N is also a gas processing unit with rare earth oxides, so gas processing units. I need to pick up some nichrome for that. Nichrome, iron and copper / circuits. So down we go. I should have a line brought up a bit for circuits. And I should have a place where I have nichrome. Oh yeah, gas processing units require stainless steel? That they do. Haha! Yeah, there you go. There's the, there is a point there on the stainless steel. Yeah, it was interesting. I was having a hard time finding what the, stainless steel would be used for among the actual Circuit 2 process, and there it is. It's required for the gas processing units to actually process your silicon wafers into something usable. So, congratulations! Stainless steel is required in this whole process. Let's see if I can remember where I have my nichrome. I know I have it on my bus all the way out. Right here. this is the stuff. What tab was that under? Under fusion. Alright, well, I need a lot more than this, so I need to go grab more stainless steel, tin, and iron. Well, the stainless steel is down here, so I guess I'll go follow this down. Good ol' molybdenum there next to the nichrome and the nickel. But stainless steel. Yeah, I was just thinking, it's like, where's the plastic? So right now, plastic is very limited because I am lacking in aromatics at the moment. Just a little. What? Oh, there's an inserter there. Fusion. Still don't like what the requirements are for the jig. Still think they're a little wonky. It's like, why bother? Why bother having the jig unlocked before blue science when you need all the things for blue science? Why do I keep ending up with loads of garbage in my inventory that I don't need or want? That's always a perpetual question. Oh yeah, so I use this Power Plant Mark 1 in my Pi Block game. It's decent. That's about all I can really say. It's decent. It took a long time to gather the materials for 27 mushroom farms and 6 powerhouses and 3 gasifiers and like 8 electrolysis machines. That took a while. Inserters screening the power pole kills. Let's see, that's up to 17 right now on the small power poles. How many mediums? I think it was 1 last I checked. Yeah. 1 last I checked. Let's see, gas processing unit. I need more tin. This must need tinned cables for something. Probably the evaporator. Wait, where is... Oh, it's the tin's used directly in the evaporator. Okay, that's good to know. I just need a few of these gasifiers. These gas processing units, I should say. Copper. Why copper? Guess something uses copper directly as well. Unless it's... Oh, I know why. I know why copper. It's small parts. That's the issue here. I need to, like, do my counting of how many gas processing units I'm going to need for each of these. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a bad recipe. I don't like that recipe. So, let's go with the light N. Yeah, the draw of that blueprint is that it's zero. It's actually negative pollution. So it will draw in it from neighboring chunks that pollution. So it's a convenient blueprint, yes. it takes a lot of resources to set up initially for 36.5 delta positive power. So, I can set this up just fine. How many light N dopes? That is the question. What am I targeting? Where are my notes? My notes are here. I have... maybe I should actually just straight up show the notes. How does that sound? I'll actually show my notes today. Let me do display capture. Here's my notes. I use Notepad++ for reference. I am looking for... the totals for 3 chip shooters. So that's 9.6 on the light end. .6, so divide that by 3. 9.6, 3.2. 3.2. Oh, and I apparently calculated how many wafers per second I would be needing as well. That's cool. So, yeah, at 1 chip shooter, 3.5 wafers, 1.8 REOs, rare earth oxides. So I did the zinc acetates, but what I didn't do here at 1 chip shooter is, okay, well, how much of each type, the heavy, light, and p-doped, so 3.2 light N. That also means 3.2 P doped, and then 1.8 over 3 is 0.6 of the REO and not 0.6 of the heavy N. Now the REO directly is that, but the heavy N also needs REO, so that's why I set up here it was total 1.8, because 1.8... actually, wait, no. 3.6 and 1.8 is 5.4. Divided by 3 is 1.8. Okay, good. Good, so yeah, 1.8 total REOs. That 0.6 is what will be used directly in other processes. So, those are the numbers. Each gas processing unit does 2. I'll bring... oh yeah, fix the darn nitrogen line. There's my... there's my note to self from yesterday. Fix the nitrogen. And the BP is 36.5 net. So, looks like I need 2 for these. So I need another one. Yep. 2 for these. Most likely the P-dope's the same, so yeah, 2 for these. And then 1 of these. That is okay. What do I need to make 1 more? Nichrome. Car. You are coming with me. Oh hey, it's aluminium. Why do you exist again? You stopped existing for a little while there. Now you're existing again. What happened with the coal gas? Maybe something backed up that needed some coal gas to get going again. Nichrome. So 5 total gas processing units using my stainless steel. So what do I want to do for the remaining intermediates? Well, A, I need to hook up power to the remaining logistics for my rare earth stuffs. This is going to need, what was it, sulfuric acid and ammonia minimum. So I need to split lines out for that. I should do a marker here for rare earth oxides. Just a little icon out for it. So I should bring out the pipes, let's say right in here, right below the raw fiber to fiber. Let's see, I have plenty of things there for logistics. I have a lack of belt, so that would be what I need to go get. I need some belt. Also, loaders are supremely powerful, and I really don't want to, like, overly rely on them, especially on the output of stuff. Like, unless I absolutely have to, I want to try and not rely on them so much. Because they make things relatively trivial. They make belt balance, like lane balancing, somewhat trivial. Right, so nitrogen. That is easily fixed by actually hooking up the other DDCs. AKA cleaning some of the pipes of Purist as well. Giving it some room to expel some Purist. Or just a gas vent. Briefly, not to last too awfully long, but ideally that will help kickstart the system again on the production of my activated carbon into filtration media. And ideally we'll get filtration media that'll come down to my filters and we'll be good. Ideally. I can also just, you know, set up this as well. That would be a thing. More. I need more nitrogen anyway, so may as well. Also, I find it really weird in High Block because I'm at a point where I have stupid amounts of iron because I have found that the automated foundry has a recipe to convert iron ore into wrought iron, and then a recipe to convert wrought iron to iron plates, and the ratio of ore to plates at Red Science, mind you, is like, it's just a little bit over 1. ore per plate for iron at that point in the game. Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? That's insane. So I was lacking copper, as one would when you are limited on your ability to get copper. And so I unlocked the copper processing at Red Science, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and set up this copper processing grade 2 copper smelting in a casting unit. Which is technically giving me molybdenum. Because that process gives you molybdenum ore. I was like, what? Molybdenum? Hold on a second. Why is that a thing? But yeah, so molybdenum. I'm now stockpiling molybdenum in a real warehouse. Because sure, I like molybdenum a lot, and I probably want to stockpile as much of that as I possibly can. Looks like I need more pressure pumps. Iron. I'm also, like, automating freaking all of the iron pipe on the planet, as well as steel production in advanced foundries, and automating iron gear wheels as well. I'm trying to dump as much of my iron into other things as I possibly can. More! All of the pressure pumps. Oh, right. Wrong input. Then I need this. There we go, just add power. Just add the beautiful power. Glorious, beautiful power. Looks like I didn't actually end up with enough filtration media. Oh, here comes some. It should work its way up the chain and start kicking off again. So normally in the copper chain, for reference, this step here, converting grade 1 to grade 2, gives stone, but in PyBlock it has been, the stone output has been replaced with a guaranteed molybdenum ore output as well. So it's like, oh, okay, that's a really, really early game molybdenum. I mean, I'll take it. Also, why am I leaving? I need to go down to right here, because this is where I was going to take the sulfuric acid out and the ammonia. Ooh, I need more pipe. Now, I can Oh, there's sulfuric acid right there. That makes this convenient. Ooh, and the ammonia is... Wait, that's not... That's not the line. Alright, now to route these all the way. It's these... Actually, I think I also need the organic solvent, don't I? Because I'm also doing... processing with organic solvent, so I actually do need to go back and hook that line up. I was just grabbing all these convenient lines. Lots of things. Actually, bring the notes back. I have my outline rare earth oxides, sulfuric, ammonia, organic solvent. Yep, those are the three. By the way, if you ever wanted to have an outline of what 3 of Circuit 2's look like, 3x, in terms of numbers, these are the numbers to... Well, these are the numbers to process 15 per second of rare earth ore right here in this specific process. That is how that is done. And then I looked at the totals and realized, hey, that's a lot of H2SO4. That is a lot of sulfuric acid. You can get 600 out of 1200 per second of acid gas out of gas refineries from coal bed gas and hot air. I looked at that and I was like, specifically the O2, I was like, I don't know about spending that much O2. Yes, Kitty? Making your opinion known? I know. I know it's a lot of oxygen to have to produce for this. Or get 12 vanilla chem plants plus 60 per second of sulfur to feed that much sulfuric. If you are so inclined to ever want to process 15 per second, which is 6 mines, not 3. Heh. Decent way to make sulfuric acid in pi block realm. Yeah. I guess. I suppose so. Also, this annoys me, so you are going to be officially lined up all next to each other. And I'm gonna go grab more pipe. Unless I have more pipe. Do I have more pipe? I don't have more pipe! Ugh. Sadness is real. Also, where are all of my... Ugh! Give me chests. All the chests. You. 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 That. Not you. All the stuff for the advanced small parts can just straight up die. Don't need lard. Oh yeah, coal dust. That's another thing. So in pi block, you make titanium out of rich dust. And there is a process that I think is intended, which is to go soil to stone to the tar recipe in the destructive distillation column that gives you tailings dust and coarse fraction, and doing the tailings dust into rich dust. That process gives you a lot of coal dust in the process. So, oh, there's one more thing. Yeah, you. So you have to then deal with the coal dust as well as everything else. Eventually, once I set up this, once I set this up, I have now transitioned to quite literally venting steam as a way of voiding excess coal, coke, and coal dust. Because I just end up with way too much of it, of that, all of it. And I now have a consistent source of tar in the titanium processing, like the titanium ore creation process. That said, I'm slowly making my way to an actual tar patch, so we shall see what happens then. I've already started tapping a crude oil that I found. There happened to be a small crude oil patch on my map that was relatively close by in pie block. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that oil. Thanks. Make actual oil-based rubber rather than the intended route, which I do believe is the tar-based rubber. And it definitely avoids having to go the route of making crude through actual renewable methods. I think I have one phosphate rock within 3,000 chunks in diameter from the starting zone. In radius from the starting zone, excuse me. One phosphate rock and one tar patch. And yes, I totally used this command to reveal everything within 3,000 chunks for my pie block game. Because screw exploring, trying to find anything. How far up are all of this? Are those pipes? Right up there. Alright. Let me see here. There we go. Now I have the actual pipes to run. Gosh, if only I had nanobots, this would be as easy as doing this. And then holding down the shift key so I could have them destroy any rocks that were in the way as well. What's unfortunate is that I can't just hold down the left mouse button to quick place these other lines, it only works on one line at a time, so I have to release the button every time. You have to go all the way over there. Oh my, this is gonna take a while. This may take a while. Excuse me, pipe. Oh, really? Well, you don't need to exist there, actually. Fortunately enough. Oops. You know, technically I don't need the water out here, I think. No, I don't need steam on this process. Took care of that yesterday. Terrain slowdown actually acting in a beneficial way when trying to do some precision work like this. More tree kills. We're here. Ish. All these 3 pipes have arrived at their destination. About time. So, final routing. Yeah, that's probably gonna have to be a bit longer than that. Probably actually gonna have to be like here to here. That is not the right one. Excuse me. You already filled. Dang you. Lol. That is not pipe. That was not pipe. Oh, thought it was still in the car. Okay. Ammonia is next. Glorious and beautiful ammonia. Then the organic solvent. How much pain are people going to be in when they see that I'm quite literally voiding iron ore, copper plates, and uranium ore? That's going to be interesting, seeing if anyone complains about that at some point in 20 years from now on YouTube. When some random person decides they actually want to watch the whole series of VODs. I'm not actually kidding, by the way. That is something that happens more often than one would think. Like, oh yeah, here's a series that I made 5 years ago. Let's comment on it and tell him how bad he is at playing this game. Like, gee, thanks. Oh, hello. I think I remember seeing that too on at one point and being like, "Oh, hey, I need to sort of fix that." So that is, I think, everything taken care of at this point. Now we can sort of watch and see, hey, here's the crushed earth coming down. Stone's gonna go out and get voided. This is my void line. This is gonna turn into that. So the gravel's gonna go out and be voided. This is gonna come in. Don't need any of that belt. Feed into there with the organic solvent, producing some ore that's gonna die. Oh, I need to get the sulfuric here as well. This is why we follow the production as it goes. This is why we follow the production. That's making rare earth mud. The rare earth mud has not been connected. That is a good thing to see and note. So I need to actually hook this up for it to really start moving. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So this is gonna make rare earth slurry. Slurry is already connected down here, just needs to fill the machines up. You are moving. Now you're gonna give me some uranium that will be promptly voided. There's non-zero uranium going out and being voided. And then we've got the concentrate coming out, lots of it, as well as lots of copper plates that... Let's just say I think I'm most cringy on the concept of voiding copper plates. Out of everything that's being voided here, I think I don't like the copper plates being voided the most. But I have so much of it is already the issue. And there we go, getting our rare earth oxides and a bit of iron oxide. Both of which need to go on the bus. I have plans for both of these things. Now I have 5 of those buildings. I don't think we're at exact ratio here. Maybe we are. Divide 30 by 6, you get 5. For 5 in, 3 out, and yeah, it's pretty exact. So yeah, it is 2.5 and 3. Beautiful, wonderful, glorious things. We're moving on our rare earth oxides and our iron oxide. Now to go running this belt all the way back. This would be so much faster if I only needed to run the one belt, or if I wanted to just void the iron oxide, this would be a lot easier, but I have a use for it. In fact, if I was willing to be a little bit less efficient on the rare earth oxide production, I could get more iron oxide out of this, but I'm not going to do that. Must have most efficient final product, especially when there are other ways of getting iron oxide without being a byproduct. Which I also have to set up at some point. Like now, actually. Into ferrite. And I will need to have a, Here's the thing, because this is a byproduct, I will need to actually get rid of the excess iron oxide. Like, that is a thing that will need to be done in order to keep the, rare earth oxides moving. But I'm also in a situation where I sort of need to keep both of them going. Production of both. So I'll have a separate setup that makes dedicated rare earth, dedicated iron oxide, voiding excess iron oxide from this process. And I will allow the rare earth itself to back up. So basically, I need the production capacity of the iron oxide to be equal to what I will end up demanding, while having a splitter with an input priority to pull this iron oxide out. So I can at least attempt to use all of the iron oxide that's produced in this process, briefly saving on energy and nitrobenzene, I suppose, and iron input for iron oxide. Saving a little bit there. Or, as I said, I could just have decided, you know what, we're going to avoid all of that complexity and just void the iron oxide. That's the byproduct, and make everything myself through nitrobenzene. But I think I want to do things as intended here, make actual use of this byproduct this time. Like, I'm sure if I went through the trouble of setting up the logistics for, like, the gravel that I had set up yesterday, I know I've got gravel that's a byproduct. I could help with that and save on the total amount of iron being converted into gravel. But, no, nah. 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 Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Because this line's gonna need the red belt, underground. 107 hours. Yeah, I think we're on a new line now. I think I need more undergrounds. I think I needed a red underground. Hey. Where is my... Let's see, what do I actually need? Apparently that. Rubber. I totally have a box sitting out here in the middle of nowhere with rubber, right? Where is my random box in the middle of nowhere? Oh, box. Rubber. Nylon. Iron, 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 iron. Of course it's iron. Of course. It's iron. Wonderful, beautiful, glorious iron. Iron. Wow, alright. I need this for here as well. You are kidding, right? No. No, you are not. Alright, well. Red isn't going to help on this. I guess I'm just gonna jump down. Still need the red, though. Oh, God. Guess I don't need the red. We are on the first line of this next set. Yes? Yes, I do believe so. Excuse me, first 2 lines of this next set. O car, wherefore art thou? Also, if I just went down here to begin with, I could have just avoided using the reds altogether. If I'm not completely mistaken, I could just avoid reds altogether by doing this. There we go. I don't have to worry about, like, immediately voiding this iron oxide or, like, sticking it. I could just stick it in a, buffer, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can, I can buffer this. In fact, I could buffer both of these. So, this mechanic is not quite intuitive, but if you point towards an input, it will adjust properly. And then, of course, pointing away is fine. So if you want to make sure that you always end up oriented correctly going into any sort of input thing, sort of make sure the arrow is pointing towards it. That way, things will be moving properly to begin with, and you don't have to worry about accidentally having something that's moving produce an output, and then it's like, well, I wanted this to be an input, not an output. Type of situations. Then you end up blocking that, having to pick up some stuff, and yeah, it can get a little bit annoying. Then I figured out that just make sure the arrow points in the direction you want it to go initially, regardless of where the back is on the loader. The back will adjust to where it needs to be. Do I have more belt? I do. You see how much belt this is? This is a lot of belt. Especially when trying to run 2 lines at the same time. This poor molybdenum patch. Wonder how many tiles it is tall. If it would be possible to use blue undergrounds on it. Rolling, rolling, rolling along with landfill. So I have to remember the one on the left is the rare earth oxides. And the one on the right is the iron oxides. Okay, I've got the rare earth routed. How about zinc acetate as one of the final thingies? This is going to mean more belt is required. And pipe. So, acetic acid for zinc acetate. See, makes zinc acetate. Comes from CO2, methanol, and chromium. I've got CO2, I've got chromium, I need methanol. Methanol can be made out of organic solvent and olefins, but I'm not currently making olefins. I could, though. But I think the process I want to use to make methanol is not that, but that. Methane plus copper plus titanium tetrachloride. I do believe I have titanium tetrachloride on the bus. Is it on the bus? I know it's being made. I don't know if I've routed it yet. It's being made right here. I have not routed it on the bus yet, so here's the next thing that is on the bus. I will do a little balancer just for my own edification. See that? Oh, hey, you are that. Okay. Yeah, that is the way. Like, really? Anyway, I need to go get more belt. Yet more belt! Before I can really set this up. Also, how quick do you move? Not very. Not very is the response, and I have apparently plenty of coal dust? Is that true? I don't think that's true. Also, why I don't have a massive wood plantation at this point and wood processing setup is scary, for one, because that's like free energy right there. Like, come on. It's a free source of fuel. Pretty much. Pays for itself. Ah, the things you learn when you have limitations through a C-block style of game. Yeah, stuff things. I have actually bust melamine resin. Wait, is that? No, that's not. Is it though? No, it's not. This is... different. Different. Different stuff. Yeah. This is the color of the melamine resin. And look. That's a substrate. Okay, so bringing up the fresh third, already on line 3 of this new expansion to the bus. already on line 3. Where was it again? Somewhere up here. Where? Here. Yeah. Lord is here. Moving on up. Just want to get as much of this logistics work done as I can, because I have to do it either way at some point. So I may as well do it now. I will also need, because it's zinc acetate, I will need zinc plates for this, not zinc chloride. So I have to run my zinc plates up. Which, zinc is down here a bit. This is moly. Sodium carbonate. Zinc, which also has yet to make its appearance on the bus. Oh joy. Oh bliss. Hello. Hello to the chat. I am currently doing some logistics. That's what I am currently doing. On the way to getting some better silicon-related stuff and things. On the path to Circuit 2s. Eventually. Next week, probably. Next week's streams. Because I do take Saturdays off at the very least. You're fresh? How fresh are you? How fresh are you? Because this will be, I'm sure, quite overwhelming to those unfamiliar with the complexities of Pyanodons. It will be as a foreign language. But yeah, just running some belts up at the moment. Nothing too complex about this. The stuff that I'm running, that I'm routing on the with belts, that's what is complex. But actually running belts, nah, this is easy enough. Easy enough to understand, I think. It's belt on a rather large thing called a main bus. that, yeah, how big is this now? How many chunks wide is this? 5? Shift space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was right! Ish. It is about 5 chunks wide. On the actual bus itself. So, next. That was the zinc plates. And the titanium tetrachloride for the methanol. I have the copper. I need CO2 fully brought up. I believe I already have that. So, methanol. This recipe. I need the methane. And hot air. Hot air is like, it's here. Ish. It's close enough. It's the methane that I need to work on next, so... Where is my hot air? Here. I'm just gonna bring this hot air up. May as well. I'll bring it up to here before going off up with the landfill. You may or may not have noticed I am starting to run a little low on the landfill. So, speaking of which, hello, thank you for landfill. I need more moondrop greenhouses. They are here. Fortunately enough, I have tons of materials to make moondrop greenhouses. This is not a problem. I have all the glass I could ever want or desire. And desire, I should say. All of the glorious, glorious stuff. You take small parts, don't you? Yeah, so I will go ahead and start picking up small parts. I've got as many of those as I could ever need. Remember when I was very first setting up my methane production as part of trying to automate Circuit 1s, it was a bit of a issue getting enough materials together for the number of buildings that I was needing at the time, which is why I generally targeted just one, just to get non-zero amounts of circuit board 1s. So basically nothing down there is at ratio. Almost nothing down here is at ratio, and yet it's still enough to fully supply the circuits that I have demanded. The rate of my demand for circuits is met by it. So right now, I've got 3 of these. Oh god. Ew, that is a lot of these. Hello. How much did I need to even meet the demands of the formaldehyde? 30? Is there a, yes. Hello, CO2. I will probably have to change the layout, won't I? Also, that is a nice niobium color you've got going on there. So you are going to start doing that, and as I suspected, it did impact the spacing. So this is double the efficiency, shall we say. I don't know if I actually have my CO... Oh, I do. Good. Good, I have my CO2 here. Now, making enough CO2 to feed this is trivial at this point. Absolutely trivial to make enough CO2 to feed this. That's by far and away the easy part. So, yeah, this now, to get to 30, I only need 10. But I still need, like, tons of these, don't I? Alright. Well, if tons are what are required, tons is what I'll make. I am not lacking in the resources to make tons. I'll gladly have a line of 200, 300, 1,000 even, if I absolutely have to. I will run until the ends of the map to get what I need. The primary issue actually being just the setting up of the pipe logistics. That's the primary issue. Pipe logistics plus power. That's what, 5? Yeah, this might take a while. You know what? Because it's going to take a while. I think for everyone's sanity, especially those watching, it is now time. By the way, this is the 40th stream of this particular playthrough. It's time. It is now time for nanobots. Now is the time. Being able to build blueprints is sort of required at this point, and considering as how personal roboports get blocked behind blue science, while I could set up regular construction bots and do all of that sort of nonsense, I'd rather just do this. It's like actually having to set up my logistic network at like immediately just to be able to do something that will take less time than doing that manually. I'd rather just save all of the time by going the route of nanobots. However, if this loads... Come on, there you go. Nanobots are ready to serve. That they are. Now, give me the tech. This will take a moment. And they will cost... They will cost... For reference, they will cost a non-zero amount. Not like nanobots are just free. They're good for what they cost, but they do have a cost. So, yep. If you're wondering what it would take to get me to install nanobots, this is it. Setting up a shite ton of moondrop greenhouses for methane. That's what did it. That's what put me over the edge. Also, yeah, I will definitely be picking up all of the nanobot range upgrades. Yeah, that would be great. Give me that. And all of those. Not made like so, but yes, all of these. And let's see, sticks and repair packs, huh? Sticks and repair packs. Repair packs are circuit board ones and small parts. Yeah, I can do things in an automated factory setup of down here, because it's just this stuff. Three of these is all I need. I need one doing those, one doing sticks, and one, of course, doing those. And into a chest. I want more chests. Give me all of the chests. Give me that as well, because I do want to siphon off a little bit. Didn't need to bring that far, but oh well. Needs to be this lane. You don't need to be here. You are fine right there. Then the iron line. And power. So, automating the production of the nanobots. Of the actual constructo bots. They must be automated. Of all things, on the automating front, that was the one thing. It's like, hey, I've got nanobots now. I must automate them. They must be automated. Without question. Lots of other things. Red belts. Yeah, all that can be put off for a while. Nanobots. Oh boy. Immediate response. They must exist. Actually, I want to do a repeat repeatable pattern, so I guess that works. See how much easier this is? Like, oh hey, yeah, I can just walk now. Also, I can now officially get revenge on my arch nemesis, rocks. That being said, I do need to go and get more beautiful poles, electric poles. How many more? Oh, just 2 more, alright. I will go ahead and at least place these. I'm focusing on the nanobot range first, and then I will start to focus. Actually, you know what I need to do is I need to go to settings, I need to go to mod settings, I need to go to nanobots. I want to make sure that the entities queued per cycle is higher than default. The ticks... let's make that 10. Make them faster. It just affects the wait period in between how often they are sent out. Alright, we are operating on everything that has power. How many do we have? Good question. 10 in sight. So 11, 12, 13, 14... 26. I think I've got enough methane. At least to fill the formaldehyde demand. Oh yeah, that's right. I've got nanobots now, so all of the wonderful and beautiful things that are damaged will no longer be damaged. So yeah, I will be now repairing everything as I drive by it. This is what we've been missing out on with nanobots. They're so convenient. Literally only got nanobots in order to build out the methane stuff faster. Back to my methane line to finish placing the nanobots doing work! Doing all the repairs! Let's get these holes. There we go. Now I've got the full line. It does pull in a not insignificant amount of carbon dioxide, but I was also producing a not insignificant amount of carbon dioxide and was venting quite a bit of it. So, there's my methane production. I now need to bus my methane. It's not euthane, it's methane. Question is, where exactly, as always, am I going to put it? Where am I going to put it? So, I at one point had 4 of these. I believe this one is now in use. I thought this one was in use. Yes, this is the etching solution. Which means that this is the line. Aw, I'm not in range. Anywhere? Well, that's sad. Alright. Going up. Here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is off. This is off. I know this is off because I know that the lead is not line 1. Oh boy. At least I don't have to worry as much about running into things. But I still do need to worry about, you know, running into things fast enough that, they die. Up we go, bringing methane. Beautiful, beautiful methane for the what will be methanol. Hopefully I am making enough methane. The alternative is natural gas. I mean, it's easy enough to get natural gas, actually, but this is, like, free? This is a renewable resource through a form of bioprocessing? So I may as well use this. Now, I know a lot of this has been essentially just basic logistic type work overall. Let's go ahead and pick up speed. And I haven't really gotten to the point of actually doing the production of the heavy N, light N, and p-doped silicon, but it's going to happen soon. Once I get the zinc acetate going is when I think I will just set the buildings up, because Pedo is the zinc acetate. Oh, I have to run the diborane. That's the other thing. The heavy N I can just make now, and the light N I think I can just make now. Phosphine and diborane would be two things to bring up. I think I also need to bring up the boric acid, so that's going to be a bit of going up and down the bus as well. Should probably do that first, just to get that out of the way. However, I think it is time to take a brief 3 or so minute break. I will be back shortly. I have returned from my break. The cat has woken up and is perked up, is yawning. Yes. Okay, running the thingies. Probably also picking up more niobium pipe along the way. Watching as my nanobots repair everything. Repair all the things. So I need to bring up the diborane, the boric acid, because the boric acid will be used in the production of resistor and capacitor 2s, which is what I need them for. What I need for the circuit board 2s. And yes, I know eventually when / if Pyanodon does get to watching this, I'm sure that they will gloat over me finally giving in and installing nanobots. That is very likely to happen. Can you post a link? I'm not actually sure. I don't think so. What is the link to? I have yet to actually do this. Where is... my settings? There, post it. See if that worked. Oh hey, the tech happened. Cool. You said you posted, but it shows up on my chat as 3 stars. So the link protection was working, so it's not actually there. No, still 3 stars. It's probably... yeah, I don't know what's causing it. I don't know what's causing it. Sorry. It's just coming up as stars for me, not an actual link, so I'm just gonna set that setting back on, because clearly I don't think it's CloudBot. It's probably a Twitch setting itself. If it's been posted in the Pyanodon's forums, I've probably seen it. New tech tree from Pi Alien Life. Yeah, I don't think he's posted the new tech tree yet in the Alien Life forum. I see he's posted an image on getting, quote, free borax. Hi. Yeah. Hello, kitty. He ahem, kitty. Kitty. Barely in frame. Are you coming? You're coming now. Ah! Rear, back claws in my belly. Yep. Rear claws in the belly. Hi. Say hi. Say hi, my sweet. Say hi, Cole. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna reverse course and go? Leave me? Uh, see, he only has back claws, so, and they haven't been clipped in a while. So yes, they exist and can scratch. In fact, I have marks from the other day when getting some stuff out of his fur when I was holding him down to get our brush on him. Yeah, he doesn't have front claws. He had been declawed by a previous owner. Which is sad. I don't agree with the idea of declawing. Here I am going... I did pick up those, good. But yeah, when we had adopted him, he had already been declawed previously. Which also means that he uses the mouth to warn you. So if you didn't know, cats that have been declawed have a tendency to bite. At least Cole's got a very nice temperament and doesn't... If you've made him angry, doesn't actually put any force. He'll, like, rub... It's like rubbing the teeth against the skin, like, just enough to know that he's made the motion to bite you. Like, stop. Seriously. And even then, he hasn't done that in a long time. And he's gone now. And he's an indoor cat, so we don't send him outside. It's actually, in this city that I'm living in, it is illegal to allow a cat to roam outside of your personal property unsupervised. The only way for you to legally allow a cat outside is to have it be supervised only on your property, and that's it. Yes, I'm well trained. I know what he likes and what he doesn't. I know what I can get away with. Okay, Borain stuff that is next. The Borain stuff is among the mainline items, I think. Yeah, this is the boric acid. Have I routed the diborain, though? And yes, Cole is very, very good about letting you know when he's hungry. Especially now that he has to take the steroid every other day. His steroid acts as an appetite stimulant, so you can just imagine what life is like on the days that he has his steroid. You know his opinion on everything on the days he's had his steroid. So we give him a lunch every day, if he demands it. Some days he doesn't feel well and doesn't demand his lunch, but he'll get it when he starts complaining for it. And he gets treats. Both regular treats and baby food. Every day. He will be incredibly persistent about the treats and the baby food. That's non-negotiable. He will always, no matter what, no matter how he's feeling, demand the treats and the baby food. It's give or take on the lunch. And yet, he's not gaining weight. Partly because the food we give him isn't, like, filled with carbohydrates. We give him the brand called Tiki Cat, which is a very, very low-carb brand of cat food. It also costs accordingly. But when the vet said to give him this brand called Prescription, and he wasn't eating it because it's bad, it tastes bad, and he's finicky, we looked for brands that would taste better for him, that actually weren't just empty carbs. And that's what my mother came up with. Now, in order to actually buy the Tiki brand cat food, we have to go out of the city to a neighboring city just to find one store that actually carries it. One pet store carries it. That's relatively conveniently close by. But it's still like a 20-minute trip out there every time. And because he's sick, we get other things while we're out there too. Lately we've actually been getting training pads for dogs to put down in the room just outside the office. I'll adjust the camera a little bit. Just because he's been associating his pain with the litter box, and yeah, ergo training pads are required because it was getting a little bit tiring cleaning up that plus the vomit. Because yes, he experiences so much pain that he vomits. When he tries to go. Sometimes. Even with the current medication. And he's due to have his fur cut again, I think. We've sort of been avoiding this next trip to the vet because we know that they're going to say that he needs to have his fur cut again because of the matting that's on his chest and belly in particular, because he's not properly grooming himself anymore. The problem with that is, well, last time we did it, it was like over $200 to do that. Well over 200, like over 250, close to like essentially $300 just to shave a cat. That was fun because that was also near winter. Had lots of cuddle time with the kitty after he got shaved in the cold house. He would be wonderful. He would come under the covers to be with me and would just curl up in a ball under the covers, like right up against my core, and just be there for a little while. Oh, you're back now? But yeah, we just simply can't afford to do it again at this point. But unfortunately, the time has basically arrived. We have to send him to the vet for his next checkup because we can't continue getting his primary painkiller because it's recently become a more regulated drug in the US. So he needs to have that doctor's visit to continue being prescribed it. Which is a shame. Because we know that when we do go do that visit, that A, they're going to want to do blood work. B, they're also going to want to have him shaved, schedule an appointment to have him shaved at some point. At which point they also would want to do the blood work because while he's under, they can do a whole bunch of other tests that they want to do. And they're going to want to push doing a whole bunch of other tests while he is put under for the shaving. Yes, lots of pipes. Long pipes, beautiful pipes. I like these niobium pipes. Especially now that Pyanodon relented and formally set their capacity to 100 units. It used to be 300 units. And I complained like hell and actually on stream showed people how to change the niobium pipe fluid box from what it was at 300 back to 100. And then he was like, okay, I'll just... The very next day, there was an update that set it to 100 for everyone. It's like, yes, the power of streaming. Oh, and the cat's painkiller also acts as a, it may cause lethargy, is what it says as a side effect. So, he spends a lot of time sleepy because of his pain pills. Not, well, yeah, they're technically pills, but, in order to actually to get him to take the pills, they need to be opened up, mixed, or crushed, mixed with water, and brought into a syringe, and then shot down his throat through a syringe. Now you may be wondering, how the heck are you going to do that to a cat? Well, actually, it's not that hard. Not actually that hard. Yeah, you disturb them and they run away afterwards, but actually doing it is fine. Especially when the cat's been declawed in the front paws in the past. That makes it infinitely easier to give him medicine. Wow, it's already 12 past the hour. Hey, 108. I'm just getting this landfill in because it's something I know I'll have to do at some point soon-ish. Ugh. Freaking... I need belt immunity equipment. Soon. Very soon. That's the diborane and boric acid all brought up, so that ideally will be all the stuff and things that will be necessary. So, methane. Making methanol. This process is in a methanol reactor. Obviously, one would think that it would be in a methanol reactor. I need to pick up some aluminium. Do I have any aluminium in any of these? One whole unit. One whole unit. Yeah, I think I need to go grab some aluminium to make the methanol reactor. Oops, there's a broken thing. My nanobots could have fixed it. I am now officially going to forget that I have nanobots. Now that I have them installed, I will forget their very existence. Even though it will be obvious that they exist. So the aluminium is down here. Question of the day, how much methanol do I need? How much methanol do I need? 64 per second. Because that's actually something that I had written down. So 64 per second of methanol. How many buildings is that in this process? 2. And that means I need more than that in methane, so... I've already built a lot of production for methane, but we still need more. How does that sound? That sounds lovely. Still need more. Is that even right? Is it I need 0.64 of zinc acetate in the end. And that's going to be 6.4%. Wow, that's a lot of zinc plates. 64 per second on the acetic acid, which is a 1-to-1 from methanol. So, yeah, about that. Alright. One more you. I'm going to set it up and we shall see how things go. May just be one of those things I just say F it and don't bother. We'll get what we get in the end. Aw, pipe. Pipe, why you do this? Why you have to be in my way? Okay. Methanol. This process, please. Guess it doesn't really matter per se. I'll do things like this. That actually allows me to go one closer. So, methane. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good. Not good. Time to get that methane pipe brought up formally. This will be going all the way up, sadly. And over. I need more landfill. It is that time. Now, one thing I may do, as strange as it sounds, is, start voiding an aspect of my copper stuff. Maybe start voiding grade 2 copper to keep the stone moving. I need landfill. I can make a whopping 30 units of landfill handcrafting, but that's not gonna be enough. That's not enough. Not enough. Copper, how you looking? 2.2k, yeah, I'll take that. Am I carrying around any of... Of course not. Burners. Oh hey, stone. I will have my revenge. I said I'd have my revenge, and I am having my revenge. Goodbye, stone. All of it. Take it away. Stop existing, please. Thank you so kindly. The stone shall no longer exist on my watch. All of it will die. I'll have stone for days. Oh, I guess I need to actually go around this body of water to get where I need to go. All the stones must die. Just look at all these. Just so much. It's crazy. This is nuts. Like volcanic zones. This is the alien biomes volcanic zones. You see this? See all of the stone that is here that spawns? My sweet revenge on them. I really don't like alien biomes because of this. It's just too much. Much too much. You're actually moving. That's cool. Here, I'll take as much of that as I can. Shove some in the car. Sure. Take the rest with me. Does not actually look like I need to void this, as it turns out. Yeah, actually, if I wanted to maximize it, yeah, I do, but then I'm basically voiding copper. I shouldn't go that far. There is a limit to how far one should go. Straight up voiding an ore-based resource that you're mining. That would be the pinnacle of stupidity. Like, oh, I'm going through all the effort of mining this ore. Let's void it without actually using it. Just to fuel stone. No. Just to fuel stone for landfill. Nah. No. Let's not do that. Hi, again. I'll take 3 pipe to ground that's just hanging out. Sure. Okay, start running this up. Off we go with our hot air. Which actually reminds me that it is now officially, because I have the Deadlock's loaders. In fact, I could have done this with any loaders. In fact, yeah. It is not hard going and feeding my this. Like, this is stupid. This is dumb when I have loaders. This would be a time where using loaders helps. Like, look at this. Look at how this is all routed and buffered and things. No. I moved this one tile over and I put in, or not even one tile over, I can just use loaders. Loaders shall overcome. Copper and titanium tetrachloride. Because the copper is coming in on that. No. Copper's coming in on this line. Copper's going to be the bottom input here. Oh, hello. This will be the titanium tetrachloride. Right, yeah. Oh, really? I just heard the cat's stomach rumble. I take it you're hungry, then. Okay, here comes some titanium tetrachloride. Oh, it's actually fully buffered already. Alright, cool. Cool beans! How much do I actually need per second? Like, a lot more, I'm sure, than I'm currently producing. But, yeah, anyway. What are the other recipes for this? I don't know. Don't know. Ideally, don't care. I don't need 0.67, by the way. I don't need a full 100. I just need 60. So 60% of this number Alright, and then to make the acetic acid, another methanol reactor. Of course. My coffee's gone cold. I are sad. Acetic acid. Oh god. Oh boy. Yeah, about that state. Don't mind me while I recheck the numbers here. Yeah, you. I needed how much again? 3.2? Yeah, 0.8 over 4 times 3.2. That's 0.64 on the zinc acetate. You are made in a what now? A mixer. Mixer lead. I'm limited on lead. What? I always have lead. Why? Why are you limited by lead? That's like the one thing I always tend to have. Wow, this is actually getting to be a bit of a distance already. Yeah, I'm not certain about my decision. We shall see. So, lead. Wonderful, beautiful, glorious lead. Lead is on the second lane, wherever it is. There. Mixers! Wonderful and glorious. I just want to be able to better see it there. Alright. What am I gonna do? You take that. And that. More! Yay. Thank you, molybdenum. Molybdenum. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, way off on my calculations here. So zinc acetate, I need 0.64. Technically, I think this is a rounding thing, so it's, I think, a 1-to-1. Yeah, this is, well, 100-to-1, but you get the point. It's an even factor. So this says 0.29, but it's actually 0.2857 or 5.6, whatever. I don't know how the rounding works exactly. So in order to get 0.64, I need 100 times that, or 64 per second, which means 6 Methanol reactors. Yeah, that's a few. That's a few. I have 3. Needs more aluminium. It needs more alley. Aluminium is this 4th line right there. Ah, small parts. I was like, copper? Why do I need copper? Oh, right, small parts. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, one more. Glory be to the methanol. To the acetic acid. To the zinc acetate. To the p-doped silicon. Which is what this is ultimately all being used for. So much work today, and yet... Oh. Yeah. There we go. Oh wow, that is not what I expected to be the size of this. Okay. Yeah. Alright then. I may as well use my nanobots, right? Unfortunately, this means I have to do it like this. I can do that. So 6 of these will make sure that I can get enough. Oh, you need chromium. Of course, you need another thingy. Chromium! Let's root chromium. Hello, tech. Give me more range. So I know I have the CO2 already. So I just need to go and bring the CO2 up. You can go there. Beautiful formaldehyde coming in there. So CO2. CO2 is already brought this far. How far up do you go? Looks like you end there. Okay. So now to bring this CO2 line up. And then over. I want to at least see, at minimum, one of these doped silicons. That would be an unfortunate end to the week. Being like, oh hey, today we are gonna work on getting this doped silicon today, and then actually not make any of it. Because of the remaining intermediates and such. Of course, this is going to be 3 mixers. So I need 1 more. And I need chromium. To be brought in this spot. Chromium! Wherefore art thou, chromium? Have I brought the chromium up? Probably not. Hello. You are chromium. I apparently have brought the chromium up. That makes things a heck of a lot simpler. Not easy, but simpler. Ahem. When in doubt, just break it! Break the pipes! La-di-di-da. Really? What lane are you? That doesn't help. You are lane 2. you are lane 2. So when it comes to this, down we go. Oh my. Need more undergrounds. Ah! No, no. No, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Take that stuff, please, and pick up the garbage. About to contaminate my belt. Okay. And then the zinc. Okay, the zinc itself has already been routed. I just needed to have the specific spot to branch it. So coming up here, the zinc itself will be feeding in this way into this. And off we go. Off to zinc. Glorious zinc. And that, theoretically, once the chromium hits, will be the acetic acid will produce, and then the zinc acetate will produce. I don't need to do a belt balanced, lane balanced, I should say, output for this. Alright, P-doped silicon would be the most convenient thing to do right here. So off we go to the races. P-doped silicon. P-doped silicon. I will do the inputs on the opposite side just to make this a little bit easier. I need to do the silicon wafers and the acetic. So the acetic, or the zinc acetate, I should say, will be right here, and the wafers there. Now, the wafers, I'm gonna cheat for now on the wafers and just say, hey, let's make a lane for ourselves. do things this way. Oh, hey, there they are. They exist! Zinc acetate! Yay! And then, of course, the, move that up to have as a... Oh. Oh. Yeah, that was a thing. Give me more of that. 2x2 this time. I don't remember where exactly the etching solution... Etching is this lane. And dye borane was brought that way. Which one was the dye borane? Here. I will go ahead and finish off this dye borane. Stupid belt's always in the way. Getting closer to the first of many of the doped silicons. Etching solution. Which one precisely? This one. Connect this up, and then we are good to go. Then I can say that I at least made one of them. And I at least made one of the things that I was planning on making. There it goes! We've got non-zero p-doped silicon. Silicon? No. Silicon. It exists. Also, where? Oh, right. Duh. I keep getting confruzzled by the sprite on these. So there's p-doped. Yay. Alright, light N will require bringing up the phosphine line. 5 minutes left, then I also have the rare earth oxide line with a heavy N. You know what? No. No, you are light N. And you are heavy N. you are used in several things. These silicon wafers. You are the only physical item in on this setup, so you are the one of two. Actually, I don't need a splitter here, because this is the last one that needs the wafers. So, oh, right, spacing concerns, because yep, cut that, set it a little bit higher. Power, all the things. Okay, phosphine and rare earth oxides. Rare earth oxides are the, quote, easier to bring in. This is these from here to the usual thing there. Bring this the rest of the way out. I'm probably gonna go ahead and actually run that phosphine line as well today, and that'll be where we end things off. So here's our rare earth oxides being brought in. You also need to be cut and pasted, I guess, like that. That sucks, but anyway, phosphine. Car. Where's my car? Ah! Don't be stuck, please. So, phosphine, I don't know if you're on the bus. Phosphoric acid is on the bus. Phosphine is not. Oh, that's so disappointing. That is so disappointing. Oh boy. Well, next time I will be focusing on making phosphine, routing the phosphine that I am making up. This actually uses a lot of wood, so I think I need to take the opportunity and scale drastically on my wood production. So what did we get done today? Well, as it turns out, I did a lot of logistics today, but I did manage to get at least 2 of the things out of 3 that I wanted to get done. So a lot of logistics work to get the zinc acetate produced, had to do a lot of routing of stuff, and I did pre-plan a lot of routing of other things that I needed. But we've got methanol, we've vastly scaled methane by... vastly have started to scale methane, although I do need a little bit more, through the power of nanobots to set this up. Managed to actually install nanobots now in order to take care of this. Also, I'm not carrying one around, am I? Nope. I need one of these here. So I got to zinc acetate. That allowed me to get to p-doped silicon after running the diborane up, which was another one of those things that we sort of pre-planned and ran up here. And have set up the production of the other stuff. I am now officially able to make heavy N doped silicon, the beautiful heavy N. Although, something seems broken on this side of things. Something be busted. What be busted here? I have no idea because I don't have a radar down out there. We'll find out tomorrow! Not tomorrow. We will find out Sunday. Sunday is when we will find out. Then the light N doped silicon will require phosphine, which I need to actually route up here. It is the last thing that sort of needs to be routed up here in order to get the last of our doped silicons of the 3 that will be required. From here, there's really only one major intermediate left, which is ferrite from iron oxide. So on Sunday, I will be getting the phosphine routed up here, likely scaling up that phosphine production as best as I can anyway, and then getting iron oxide production set up to accommodate the ferrite that I need. I've already got the nichrome and the zinc up here, I think, or at least I know I have the zinc. Do I have the nichrome? Pretty sure I do. Or at least the nichrome is close. This is the nichrome. No, that's the silicon. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? The nichrome, not up all the way yet, but close enough by. So yeah, I have to make ferrite, because ferrite's used in inductor 2s, which, yeah, is one of the things I need. But once I have ferrite, once I have the light N doped silicon going, it'll be time for the final 5, as it were. The final 5, so circuit board 2. When I say the final 5, I mean diodes, microchips, resistors, transistors. It's actually final 6, don't mind me. Diodes, microchips, resistors, transistors, capacitors, inductors. Final 6. Final 6 things. These are the end results that I'll be able to start making. So that will probably be wrapping up on Monday. So I expect circuit board 2s probably Monday. If not, maybe Tuesday, but they're coming. They are on their way. Sunday, of course, Ferrite, Light End, as best I can do, and whatever I can of those final 6. We shall see. With that, again, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and I will, of course, be back on Sunday. Hope to see you all then.